By a show of hands, how many of you have ever felt personally victimized by Regina George?
Hi, my name is Sarah.
Hi, my name is Ashley.
And we are reviewing Mean Girls,
the movie. Cady Heron is a high school junior who was homeschooled in Africa with her parents, who were zoologists. She ends up being the smartest girl in her new school when her dad is hired by Northwestern and she enrolls in Evanston Township High School. Even though she is school smart, she doesn't seem to know too much about the way high school works, the cliques, the way to dress, etc. On her first day of real high school, Cady makes two new friends. Janice, a goth girl whose outlook on her kids at her school is determined by the map of the cafeteria, and Damien, Janice's best friend, describes him as too gay to function. They warn her about the three most popular girls at the school known as the Plastics. Evil takes a human form in Regina George. Her sidekicks are Gretchen Wieners, whose hair is so big because it's full of secrets, and Karen Smith, one of the dumbest girls you will ever meet. Janice and Damien warn Cady about the Plastics and how Regina cannot be trusted. When Regina invites Cady to sit with the Plastics at lunch, Janice urges her to hang out with them so they can sabotage her life. Cady pretends to be horrible at math so she can get attention from Aaron Samuels, who also happened to be Regina's ex-boyfriend, making him off limits. Their plans start to unfold and Regina is forced down from her throne when Cady takes her place. Cady gets so out of control and she loses her first two friends. The plan backfires on her when Regina takes the burn book to the principal and spreads its contents to the school, blaming it all on Cady and her friends. All the girls in the high school break out into a riot, then Principal Duval breaks them up. The math teacher, Miss Norbury, has the girls do some exercises that help them to understand each other a little better. Regina calls Janice a lesbian, and Janice comes back with what her plan was, to destroy Regina with the help of the new girl. Regina storms out of the school, followed by Cady. Regina then runs in the front of a bus and gets hit. Rumors spread around that Cady pushed her. In the end, Cady confesses to writing the burn book, even though it was not all her. Part of her punishment was to join the mathletes, which was described as social suicide by her friends. At the competition, she has to compete against a very ugly girl. When she realizes that even if she made fun of the girl for how she looked, that she would not make her less smart. She wins the competition and the team goes to the spring fling together. When Cady arrives, she wins Spring Fling Queen and she makes a speech about how everyone deserves a crown because everyone is a princess. All the girls in the school are friends again and everything was resolved.
The main character, Cady, is played by Lindsay Lohan. Her two outcast friends, Janice and Damien, are played by Lizzie Kaplan and Daniel Frazee. The Plastics are played by Rachel McAdams, Lacey Chabert, and Amanda Seyfried. The hot ex-boyfriend is played by Jonathan Bennett. The annoying principal is played by Tim Meadows, and the math teacher is played by Tina Fey.
Sure again? Yeah. Is it recording? No, it's recording. Regina's mother, who describes herself as a cool mom, is proudly taking pictures of her daughter dressed as a tramp for a costume party as the father looks on in disappointment. Cool mom catches her daughter in bed with a boy and asks if they need a condom before sweetly closing the door to let them continue. A teacher is known to be having relations with two students. One character is declared as gay and another is thought to be a lesbian by everyone. Cady imagines that someone that is homeschooled is perceived as a religious freak. Cut to a scene of a group of malnourished children with few teeth. The eldest child states in a southern drawl that on the sixth day, God created guns to kill animals and homosexuals. A character's 7 to 8-year-old sister is seen grind dancing to music videos and later pulling up her top, intimidating a spring break video commercial.
In this scene, it shows a high school teacher trying to deal with cliques, gossip, cruelty, and your typical high school drama among the girls at Evanston Township High School.
Okay, everybody close your eyes. I want you to raise your hand if you have ever had a girl say something bad about you behind your back. Open your eyes. Now, close your eyes again. And this time, I want you to raise your hand if you have ever said anything about a friend behind her back. Open it. There's been some girl-on-girl crime here. Okay, so what we could do today is a couple exercises to help you express your anger in a healthy way. Let's start over here.
Miss Norbury had us confront each other directly about the things that were bothering us. and it seemed like every clique had its own problems.
You've been acting really stuck up ever since you switched to short fielder, and Dawn agrees with me.
Dawn, don't drag me into this. I'm pitching tomorrow.
Tại sao mày danh cát của tao là mày vậy?
Mày chỉ có ghen tại vì mấy thằng con trai thích tao nhiều hơn thôi mày.
Thầm ưng đi mày, không dám đâu.
Okay. Good. Can I just say that we don't have a clique problem at this school? And some of us shouldn't have to take this workshop because some of us are just victims in the situation?
That's probably true. How many of you have ever felt personally victimized by Regina George? Good. Okay, who's next? Katie, do you have anything you want to own up to?
Yes. No.
You never made up a rumor about anybody?
Just that you sell drugs. No.
Nothing you want to apologize for?
I couldn't apologize to Ms. Norbury without getting blamed for the whole burn book.
No. I'm really disappointed in you, Katie.
The lessons that we can learn from this scene in Mean Girls is when we do not bring God into our lives, we can fall into bad practices that will eventually elevate ourselves but hurt others in the process.
I'm 16, and until today, I was homeschooled. I know what you're thinking. Homeschooled kids are freaks.
XYLOCARP. Stylocarp.
Or that we're weirdly religious or something.
And on the third day, God created the Remington bolt action rifle so that man could fight the dinosaurs and the homosexuals. Amen.
In the very beginning of the movie, Katie talks about not being a stereotypical, weirdly religious homeschooler, as we see a group of backwoods young Southern boys portrayed as pro-God, pro-gun, and anti-gay.
This movie describes the basic secular high schools in America. Sadly, most of all the situations in this film happen in a majority of schools. Not surprisingly, a Christian solution is not used to guide the characters to a good ending. Being raised in Africa, Katie mostly relies on her knowledge of the law of the jungle to guide her instead of being guided by the world.
Overall, we give this movie a 3 out of 5 star rating because of its nudity, profanity, and violence. Individually, on a scale of 1 to 10, nudity gets a 5, violence gets a 5, and profanity gets a 4. This movie's rating is PG-13.